What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pac-Man World Repack. Sorry. In the last episode, we completed King Galaxy and the third level. I mean, on the third world, third area, and that was pretty much what we did. For the most part, yeah, the rest of the game, if you don't know up to this point, I'm gonna just try to complete the entire world in one episode, and just in one full swing, because I think the levels do get a bit shorter in a sense. I mean, there is one very long level, but once I, going through the levels, it's not gonna be that, that terrible, And this level in particular, like, it was fun, it's a nice, like, relaxing kind of like, alright, like the difficulty spike is here, but it's, we're dialing it down now a little bit, That's a good thing in a way. I think it was good to do that for this part of the game at least. Like, the difficulty is still harder than World 1 for sure, but it's like you have the skills honed at this point, so it's like the level does feel like a Area 1 level in a way. Or World 1 level. I want to say World, but this is Pac-Man World we're talking about here. But yeah, we're in the circus area, so I mean, I guess I end off the year with I end off the year clowning around, and then I start the year clowning around, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird in a way. But it is what it is, though. I hope you guys did enjoy that last episode, though, that I posted last year, or yesterday, sorry. I'm trying to get over the year jokes. I know they're not that funny, but I'm just, I don't think they're that funny, honestly. But I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe I might get a giggle or something. But I mean, these clowns definitely do giggle a lot, for sure. Yeah, with this being said, I think, like, there's a lot of controversies and stuff going around, and it's just crazy in general. And maybe I could address it in a way. And as I said before, I'm probably only going to repeat this once more, for the sake of the videos and everything. Like, by the way, thanks for supporting me all year last year, and hopefully this is another great year. Moving forward, and yeah, so we've reached a peak point. Like, we're at a hard time right now. We really are. Like, it's not a great time right now, and here's the reason why. And I'm not holding any expectations for 2026 either. I think it's just going to be another mediocre year to me. I'm not, I just gotta be realistic about it, I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad year. I'm just saying it's gonna be mediocre. That's all I said. And I just gotta straight up say it right here and there. Now, if you had hopes for 2026 for it to be a good year, like, good for you, honestly. Honestly, like, you keep at it. I'm glad that you're still going with a lot of hope, And I'm glad that you still have hope in like the things that you have hope for. I don't have any hope anymore. I mean, I have faith, but I don't have hope anymore. But yeah, there's that. So, yeah, not to sound too depressing or anything. I just, you know, like I have faith in big things. You know, I still do. So I do know that things are gonna happen, and we'll see what happens. You know, with this year. But like the reason why I have to like address why we're in hard times right now is because we like gamers, we need to talk here. Like we really do. We've really and it's so sad that we've come to this point where it's like, okay, like we have indie games doing very fantastic, and I think that's a great thing. I think like honestly, like honestly anybody who puts effort into anything, like actual efforts to like making things fun, replayable, something that is like an experience that's like, oh, like I definitely want to play this again. Like I think that's something that that deserves high praise in a way. Just like I think I mentioned this in the last video, but yeah, personally, I just think like in the gaming community in a way, like I think games that are replayable in a way where it's like even if you finish the game or 100%ed it, it's like I want to do it again. I want to play it again, and that's like something that should be done in a way. So with that said and done, and you know, and everything, you know, like to like anybody who's, I'm sorry for yawning. Sorry. So for anybody that's PC gamer or console gamer, we're all screwed. By the way, we're all screwed because we're in a time right now where we are like pretty much we allowed big companies to just take advantage of us by just straight up just like, you know, just like settling for the, you know, slop. We're settling for slop now. We used to, you know, we used to get back in the days, like back in like before when I was a baby, basically. Like we used to get, you know, we used to get games that would like, oh, this is a nice gourmet meal, like a nice chicken meal. Gordon Ramsay made love to this meal right over here, you know? Or we just had some good old fashioned, good old pork chops. Sorry, I'm not a steak fan, but if you like steak too, like there's steak there too, you know? And I'm sorry, I personally just don't like steak. Sorry. I've tried it before, and I'm just not a fan of the texture. That's all. No, moving forward. The thing is, like, you know, and also the clowns in this level, like, why did you change them from inky, why? Like, I actually like the fact that, like, they're actually putting more effort to, like, doing more. Like, I really did like it. Oh well, it's fine. Anyways, moving forward with that, I'll try to talk about the game here and there. I mean, we got a whole hour, right? So, anyways, yeah, I think it's just good that we just get this off I get this off my chest in a way because I want to know what everyone else thinks about this. Like, we're selling for slop now, basically spam, and you know, like it's just like. I'm someone who doesn't want to settle for this. You know, there's video games that I'm like, I definitely want to invest into it, but it's like, I really want to though? Because at this point, like, you know, like, I gotta make sure I'm like spending like money like wisely right now. You know, I'm at a time where I just gotta do that. I can't just be all willy-nilly with it. There will be a time where I could, and I'm still gonna be wise with it for sure, but I can't be too lenient with how much I'm spending, you know? Yeah, so when it comes to video games, like, yeah, when I bought my favorite video game, like, I was just like, shoot, that's the last time I bought a video game, and I had to, you know, just save that out there. Like, I gotta hustle for other things that are more important in life in a way. Video games are not, you know, they're not even in the top 10 of my list right now, of terms of spending. Like, number one's food. Well, actually, really, number one's God, because like I just, you know. Tithe with them, you know, in a way. I gotta be honest with that one. Like, I actually am, like, honest with that one. Like, I gotta tithe with the Lord first. But, number two is food. Food for myself, and food for others is number three, because I gotta feed myself if I'm gonna be able to help others, you know? Food is on the list. Bills. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta pay, you know, like, there's bills is like number 3. What else is on the list? Like, subscriptions are number 4. Although I don't really have many. I just have like 1 or 2, and I know that for sure because I'm not someone who gets easily entertained by everything, you know, like, or if it comes to entertainment, like, I can live without it, basically. You know, like, I can, there's entertainment, like, on YouTube, and that's free, you know? So I can, you know, there's loads of content everywhere, you know? What's number 5 on my list? Let's see. Well, number 5 is, like, luxurious food, if I'm treating myself to it once in a while, you know? Obviously, gas is number... Actually, no, oh, wait, did I mention number 4 yet? I don't know if I mentioned number 4. No, I didn't mention number 4. Never mind. Move luxurious food to number 6. Because, number 5 is gas. I need gas for my vehicle if I'm gonna drive it around. Let's see, what else? Well, I already mentioned insurance, so that's something I already mentioned. Oh, insurance, yeah, that's number 7 on my list. Number 8 on my list. Look, like, well, sorry, cops. Like, I gotta eat food first, you know. I gotta survive. But I have money aside, so it's not like it's gonna be a problem, you know. Like it's not like I'm not gonna pay for insurance or anything like that. I have money for insurance. I'm good, guys. I'm good. But let's see. What else? 9 or what? Number 9. I gotta save it for my own place, you know. Like I don't even have my own place yet. What's number 10 on my list? Well, stuff to... Well, maybe not stuff, but like, number 10 on my list is probably essentially something that I can't really disclose quite yet, because I don't want to, like, build any drama or build anything at the moment, but it is something important that is more important than video games. I'm sorry. And, yeah, and, there's other things that are, like, down the list, that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head, and it's just like, yeah. So there you go, there's my personal list right there. I just shared it out to the entire world there, so there you go. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have similar, like, tastes on that one, or just similar, like, you know, similar opinions on that, where their money spending goes and stuff like that. I plan everything, you know, I gotta plan everything, and, you know, and I leave it in God's hands, and it's been very essential and been very good for me, so I'm going to keep doing that. And now to the main, you know, the main topic of this video of like, why are we in hard times right now? So we're in hard times because, for gamers at least, the gamers are in hard times right now because, you know, these companies, you know, my plan is to run them dry. You know, I'm not buying a single video game, you know, anymore at the moment. Like, I'll probably buy one here and there if I have extra money, you know, lying around. Or not lying around, but you know what I mean. Like, if I can afford it and then I can do it for an LP, you know, I'll do it. But, you know, it's something that I can't really, you know, I can't really do. It's not that fun, dude. It really isn't that fun. Yeah. And so, the greed and everything that's happening with the gaming companies, you know, we're going to a point like where people have joked about like, oh, imagine if we come to an age where it's like, you know, like, you ever like had like when you were like little, like your parents would like limit the amount of time you had on video games. Like, hey, little Timmy, yeah, you're only gonna get 2 or 3 hours today because you can't play many video games for like 7 hours at a time. But Mom, it's fun! No, you need to go outside. Go play with your friends. And I think it is healthy to like limit how much time we spend on video games. Like nowadays, like, dude, like I play a video game now, and I'm already exhausted after like 2 hours. Maybe not even 2 hours, like an hour and a half. I'm already exhausted. That and you know what's funnier actually is that 3 years ago when I did my first LP and realizing that my mic was like, you know, like here I guess I can give you an example. Oh yeah, by the way, this bonus stage is the easiest one in the entire game. It's so lenient with the time. It really is. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't jump up through the balloon, but that's fine, you know, that's gonna happen. But no, but for real though, like this is the easiest one. So anyways, now I can like give you an example of like how my first LP went. My LP went like this. So when I realized that the gain was like all the way down, that's when I knew like, hey buddy, I think your gain's all the way down. And so yeah, you know, I just had to make sure I fixed that, you know. Obviously I fixed it now. I hope you can hear me. Otherwise this would be pointless. But anyways. Yeah, the first LP I did, this was something I did once. And I did it in a live stream too. But after that, I just never did it again. Because, to be frankly honest, when I was doing... Because my plan was for LPs, like, to do recording sessions and just, like, have the videos out and ready, you know, to be able to play multiple videos and stuff. So, this, like... So, once, you know, like, once this video ends, I was done for the day. And then I continued on to the next day, obviously. Until I have enough videos to like just overlay to like just, you know, do these commentaries over the video games, because I'm doing both the remake and the original. Obviously I'm talking about different things, but they're kind of similar in a way, in the sense of like timing and, you know, the place and what happened in 2025 and now 2026 with this video. You know, it's essential to talk about these things, and I'm sorry to like dodge around the topic here, but I'm really not trying to dodge about it. So to reference it, like the funny thing about like when I played the LP like for Super Mario Sunshine, right? I played it for like 5 hours, right? I was done after 5. Yeah, I had 5 hours because I had the day off. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this day to like start recording and stuff, since I have all the equipment finally. I saved up for the equipment and I finally got it. And I'm pretty sure it's pretty pricey nowadays, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I'm glad I bought it when I bought it. Now, nowadays, like, my recording sessions probably will only last for like 2 hours at most. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm done after 2 hours. Maybe 3. 3 at most. But 5, I can't do that again. I'm sorry. That's just never gonna happen again. Maybe I can try it again, but I just don't see myself playing a video game for more than 3 hours at a time. I get bored. Or I don't even get bored, but if it's like... Even like if it was like a hard level that I'm just trying on. By the way, I finished the sequel to this game, the repack version, just last year, because since I finished this game already up to this point, you know, of me recording this, you know, I was like, well, finally now I can like not be spoiled to like do the next boss, because spoiler alert, like I've been spoiled about the last, you know, this. I've been spoiled about the secret final boss in the sequel. So don't look it up if you're trying to keep yourself condoned. I am, you know, I'm not revealing that myself, so that way you yourself won't get spoiled about what it is. And you've been doing a great job on, you know, keeping yourself from being spoiled about what the secret final boss to Pac-Man World 2 repack is. So. Yeah, anyways, and I will play that game at some point in this channel. They're for sure, I will be. Now onto the topic, sorry. But, you know how your parents, like I said, you know how your parents just, like, limit you to, like, not, like, you know, play it for so long? Well, now we have a company that's doing that, basically, treating us like kids. So basically, you have to pay in order to play for a certain amount of hours. To play more than that, you're gonna have to pay up, buddy. And you wanna know what the company that's doing it? NVIDIA. NVIDIA's doing this to billions, probably, yeah, billions of people. I can say billions of people. We have 8 billion people in this world. But yeah, to millions of people in this world that probably have games and everything. Sorry, I meant to say millions. But yeah, to millions of people in this world that have games, console games even, like, you know, who's to say that Microsoft, Sony, and even Nintendo could even go in that direction with subscriptions? I mean, shoot. I mean, Nintendo's kind of already going in that direction in a way. I mean, think about it. They have the parental, like, app in a sense. And You know, they could technically go in that keep going in that direction for the Switch 3 if they decide to make a Switch 3 or the Switch 2 OLED, which I'm not invested into either. I'm sorry, but until Nintendo cleans up their act, I'm not investing a penny or a dime into their company in terms of the new era. The old era, sure, because there's still some Switch games I still have yet and want to still buy, but it's not gonna, you know, like, shoot. Yeah. Anyways, moving forward on that topic, I don't want to talk too negatively about Nintendo because like I said, I'm in the middle with companies. Like, obviously, I don't really like big corporations that much, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like they got here, so of course they're, you know, you're gonna like the early eras. So I'm neutral with them, you know. I don't hate them, you know. There's people that will go as far as to say they hate things, but it's like, no, really, like, no, you just don't like how they are right now because they changed. You know, and that's just how, you know, that's just how it is. It works with people, that works with, like, jobs, that works with time. Heck, even AI even. Like, who's to say, like, you know, why hate the product? You know, and I'm not trying to condone for the fact that I don't like AI. I still don't. I'm still not neutral to it. I straight up don't like the tool myself. But, you know, there, as far as to say, like, if other people use it, like, oh man, I don't care. But that's the thing that I'm afraid of. Is like the person that made AI and like how the rich and basically the powerful people can use these tools can screw the rest of the people over. So if there's anybody that really should, like, you know, not hate the tool, but no. And I'm not saying hate the person either who invented AI. But what I'm saying is, like, really, you should really be more concerned about the people that are using the AI. I think that's something that you should be more concerned about. Not the fact that the tool exists. It's gonna keep advancing, and it's at the worst right now. So it can only go up from here. It probably could get worse too, but it can only go up from here, in my opinion. So, and maybe it's just facts too. I don't know, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. You know, like, yeah, AI may be like something like, oh, it's bad, but like, dude, like at the same time though, like, really, like, no, really, I would be more concerned about the people using it because, you know, it's just like, let me take this with like maybe a gun, basically, okay? It's a weapon, right? And people may say, like, oh yeah, guns kill people. Okay. Have you considered the fact that the gun can't control itself? Not unless there's a machine operating it and let it run. Then, I mean, it has to run out of ammo at some point, but or unless like there's an AI technology that can like continuously like rebuild its ammo, which that would be scary. Anyways, moving things along on my example and metaphor, you know, the main concern about it is just like, you know, you have a gun, and it's like, okay, what do we use guns for? To kill. Yes, but it's how we use the weapon. If we're using it all AWOL to like kill innocents, like yeah, like I feel like the person using the tool, I'm concerned about that person, like, having that tool. And so I think we should take that tool away, because, sorry, like, you're abusing the tool right now. And I am not a fan of you doing so. And, yeah, I think it's like, we really have come to a conclusion at this point. Like, I don't know, like, hey, we really gotta just be smart with what our decision making on who uses what and stuff like that. And that's just it, you know. Like, and we have laws for that. I think I'm sure we should. I mean, I'm pretty sure we do. But that's just one example. Like, and it's like, okay, but like guns are violent. They make people violent. Not really. I mean, think about it like this. Like. And I'm not trying to tell people to get violent. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is like, if I'm trying to make sense of everything here, like with the topic at hand. And how does this relate to NVIDIA in general? I think like, you know, it's the fact that like, okay, who has the upper hand and higher advantage? Well, these big companies, because they can do what they're doing right now because we've given them that power. And you want to know what's even worse about this with the NVIDIA thing? Like, yeah, there's like a 100-hour limit per month. I don't want to be limited on how many hours I can play in a month. Not that I play 100 hours in a month. I probably play a little bit more even. There's some months there are some months that I do play more, but generally like playing 100 hours in a month, that is kind of, yeah, that's kind of overkill in a way. But then there's like subscriptions where like, yeah, you can play for a limited amount of time, and you can play, you can play it in an unlimited amount of time. I'm sorry if I'm like not making sense of my words right now. I'm trying to like talk clearly on this, but it is something passionate that I am talking about because it's like, you know, it needs to be said. Someone has to say something about this, and it's like I can't say too much, or like there's people on here like, oh, you can't say too much because like you're gonna explode. Who cares if I expose it? I want the truth exposed. You know, like I'm tired of these lies being built out, and we're living in a society, we're living in a world where lies are just common nowadays. It's very common to hear a lie now. It really is, and it's very concerning, and it's very angering for me in a way, because it's like, why can't we just be real with each other anymore? You know, like I remember the good old, like, actually not even the good old days. Like I'll probably like just share this even when I get to another LP in particular, because personally, like when I played, actually, you know what? Yeah. When I played the sequel to this game, I was like I was open to the idea of it, like, obviously, if you don't know, like, there's voice acting in the game, and yes, the original person that did the voice acting for Pac-Man, in Pac-Man World 3, like, yeah, that person, he voice acted in Pac-Man World 2 Repack. He did a good job, I'll say that, he did a good job, but I feel like the way the dialect had to be done and scripted, it just didn't. Well, I'll share more on that when we actually get to that game, because I really want to save it for that point in time. But I don't want to talk more on that. We're talking about NVIDIA here and bigger companies like Microsoft and, well, like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Like, these guys are gonna like. Well, let's put it this way. How are we going to like, you know, compute with this? Well, NVIDIA is going in this direction. Microsoft might try to go in this direction with like limiting our time on the internet. Maybe that's something that could be happening. You know, like you're gonna be paying like the amount of times to, like, I mean, we're already paying a subscription to use the internet per month, basically. Who's to say they could, like, you know, they will jump on the idea, like, right off the gates. Really, they would. And it's angry. It really is angry. And, not to make matters worse, but, like, how are the PC gamers, like, screwed over? Well, if you're ready for this news, well, get ready, because if you don't have a PC by now, you're in trouble. If you plan to ever invest into a PC in general, or build one yourself. Because you may want to just look into Valve and Steam, which even then, like, I don't even think Steam's going to be able to help you at this point, because Steam is just doing sufficiently well. Like, for those of you that don't know what the Steam company is, they have this like little gamepad called a Steam Deck, and it's kind of like a Nintendo Switch Lite, but better. You can play a bunch of games. You can access the internet on it. It's like the PSX in a way, but like way better in my opinion. And unfortunately, I never got to invest into one, but I never really had a reason to, since I don't really play many, like, you know, outside of the party, you know, outside of Nintendo games. because it's just what I grew up with. I'm just not really a shooter game fan. I'm just not really someone who likes shooting games. I like racing games. I'll consider like going into other things for sure. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not a closed book to it. Like you will see some content like that on this channel for sure. Like you'll see other brands on this channel. I'm not just a Nintendo guy. I'm someone who plays like what I think is appealing to me. So if I enjoy the game, I'm going to play it. Well, fortunately for this game, like it was a mediocre experience for me at the end of it, and I'll explain why on the last video. But once we get there, so so you can do that basically. Good. Any speedrunning tips? Like just do that on the statue, and you were instantly out of the stage. Now, 50 seconds is like I would have just given myself 40 maybe. I think that might be cutting it close too, but we'll see. Like I mean, the bonus stage is supposed to cut it close, and it's supposed to be challenging in a way. So with this being like freaking like 50 seconds long, I feel like we're at like 20 minutes. If I said 40 seconds was reasonable. Yeah, 24. Yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I would have had 14 seconds to spare, so I think that's all right. I think I had like 10 seconds to spare on the last attempt, and I screwed up literally. So yeah. Now to move things along. Now I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hurry this up, but. Yeah, to move things along in regards of like the big news spreading and like what Valve is doing. Like Valve is kind of ruining, or I guess slowing down in a way, the sense of what like of what Microsoft and Sony can do, because you know people can always just go to Steam and just buy video games from there. And and they wouldn't have to pay subscriptions or anything like that. I mean, there's probably subscriptions you had to pay for, but it's not nearly as bad as it seems. And, you know, and the thing is, it's like, RAM there's a shortage on RAM. And, you know, that's gotta be used for, like, more important things like wars and stuff like that. You know, computers. And here's why both PC and, you know, like, PC and like console owners are screwed in this, like, and you know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you own a console and you know, you make sure the RAM's good on that, because RAM is definitely going to be very critical to buy. And well, I mean, you have the RAM because there's a RAM brand called Critical, and that's like probably the most like common known to buy. The situation's critical. Get it? Okay, whatever. It's fine. There's a YouTuber that mentioned that joke, and go check him out. Honestly, honestly, go check him out for yourself. If you really want to just like open your eyes to these situations, because it's not looking pretty with these things. And to think that, like, you know, computer RAM and stuff, like, with NVIDIA being, like, worth as much as silver is now, it's like, that's insane, dude. Like, in the stock market. And I'm talking about in the stock market. It's just worth as much as silver will be worth now. It's insane on how much silver is worth and how much NVIDIA is worth. Because if you take both of them together, it's like, yo, like, okay, yeah, that's not good. Like, the company should not be worth that much. And yet, they are. And, you know, we really gotta be on our toes for this. And we really have to be careful with how we go about things moving forward in the future. Because, you know, this is our future at stake, you know, like, we're going to be limited to certain things, and everything is just going to get limited even further, you know, and big companies are going to definitely take advantage of that. They're going to limit everything for those of the common folk, and, you know, and just to make the rich richer. And it's just aggravating, you know, just to see that, like, you know, these big rich folks that like had made it, you know, they hustled to get to that point. I say you've earned your dollar, whatever, sure, but don't like suck us dry up for it, you know? Like, we want to get to that point too at some point, you know? And not everyone's going to get to being rich, you know? Not everyone's going to be rich in life in terms of money and wealth. Not everyone's going to be doing that. But there is, in a sense, like, you put the work into it. I think it should be earned for your efforts. And I'm a huge like advocate for like hard work. You know, I appreciate hard work. When I see hard work being done, I appreciate it because it's something that's like, you know, it's hard to come by nowadays. Unfortunately, it really is. People just half everything, literally. Like, half-rat it. Really. They really do. They just half-rat everything. And, also, just to point out on this stage, I'm kind of glad it's a bit easier to, like, control Pac-Man because this stage is extremely difficult for me still. In the remake, even, too. But it's not, I mean, it's not as bad as you think, though. So at least I'm not, you know, like, if I die, like, the checkpoint's where it needs to be. Over there, instead of having to like constantly keep running on the you know, on the elevator or helivator to continuously like get back to where I need to get to make progress at all. So yeah, sorry, I just had to rant about this level a little bit, which I'll probably rant a bit more about surely, but yeah, we're at that point now, so it's like it is what it is. So, suggesting to put a checkpoint right here, I think that's good to have a checkpoint right there. I think they did better in this game with the checkpoint system than they did in the... So, like, see, if I die there, I wouldn't have to go all the way back to that stupid elevator. I would be right here. I would be right here. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I died there, and that's fine. And I'm going to kill that clown for laughing at me, for knocking me over. So, yep, there you go. That's what you get. And, yeah. Moving along now. I think we just really gotta be... This year, I want people to really open their eyes and pay attention to everything that's going on around them. Because things are just crumbling right before your eyes, and you are not even realizing it. And, you know, things are just gonna keep getting limited, left and right. Everything's going to be limiting, like, for the rest, you know, like, this year could be a make or break in a way. You know, we can either fight back on the limiting, or we can, and I think limiting things is a good thing in a way, but there's an essential where it's like, if it's affecting our freedom in a way, you know? And I don't think it should affect our, you know, like limiting stuff should not affect our freedom. It should be by our choice because, you know, we see what happens when we don't limit stuff. You know, like for instance, like what is it? If we limit food. You know, if you limit your food, then you'll be fit. If you limit the amount of food you consume, you will be fit. And not just doing that, you have to exercise too. Exercise is important, but yeah, like just, you know, if you do that, you're definitely gonna be fit, and you're gonna be more agile, and you're gonna live longer. If you're just, you know, consuming a bunch of food, making yourself unable to move around, making yourself kind of an inconvenience for everyone else in a way, then, well, I guess I'll see your funeral and, like, hopefully not by the time you're 50 or 40 even, because, you know, I hope you live longer, but, like, dude, like, really, if you're 50 years old and you're the weight that you are right now, that's, like, unhealthy, like, you can't expect your old body to be able to move you around that much. When you get old, when you are like 50 years old or even older, your body is going to use... It's gonna feel exhausted. You know how like when a phone gets like exhausted because the battery life is pretty much done for? Like it's at like 20%, so it's already exhausted, basically, at this point, right? Well, what happens if you don't charge it? Well, it dies. That's it. I mean, it just dies. I mean, what else can you do? And like, let me just take it to a further level on that one, in terms of our, our health and with the phone's health. Let's say you use your phone in a cold area instead of in a room temperature area. You know what happens to your phone when it's at like 20%? Boop, dead. And I'm talking about like a generic phone that you've owned for like 2 years, 3 years maybe. Unless you buy a phone every year, then maybe you should really think about your money spending skills. But no, but like for real though, like you had your phone for a year or two, and you charge it, all willy-nilly like that, right? Now, what happens when you what happens when you use your phone in the cold in an unhealthy amount of times? Well, the phone just dies at 20%. In a room temperature, it'll be fine because you're using your phone in the room temperature area, and hopefully your charger, so you can charge your phone, so it won't die. And also, make sure you let your phone die once in a while, so that way it can fully recharge, to lasting it longer, because it has to experience that basically in order to for the battery to last longer. I'm not kidding. It actually works. It really does. Like, I've had my phone for 3 years now, and maybe I need to go give it a checkup, because it has been 3 years since I had the current phone that I have right now. But yeah, the phone is actually not too bad in terms of battery usage. It's generically well, in a sense. I've only used it for, I don't know, I've used it for, 3 hours, or not 3 hours, 2 hours today. It's at 65%. I think that's good. I think that's fine. And it's in a room temperature space. I'm not using it right now, because I don't really have a reason to use it. I'm with you guys right now, playing, well, not really playing the game, but I'm just, commentating on this. So yeah, now we're back to the stage, and we're about to reach the frustrating point of the stage soon. Not this portion. This portion's fine. I'm okay with this portion. But now we have reached a point in time. Like I said, limiting things is going to be forced upon, and I'm really not a fan of that. I think it should be something by choice, and it should be something oh, that's why we limit that. Yeah, that's why we limit that. And we've earned what we've earned. You can't just take it all away. It's basically saying oh, you earned this. Well, guess what? You're not gonna have it anymore. What the heck? I worked for that. Nope, sorry. Go back to work. Really? So I don't know. That's just where the stances in video games are, because we have way too many video games where it's we don't even own them anymore. What's if you can name, let's see, name 10, and I mean of each, 10 PC games. Yeah, 10 PC games, 10 Xbox games. Is Xbox still a thing? I don't know. At this point. 10 PS games, and 10 Nintendo games that were made within the last year. So 2025. Name 10 that you can say if you buy the game, you actually own it. Go ahead. I'm waiting. And I'm pretty sure it's not that hard or challenging, but maybe right off the top of your head without researching it. Really? No, really. Without any research at all, name them on the top of your head. And if you need to familiarize yourself with a little bit of research, go ahead, and you'll probably prove my point on this one. You literally have to research on it on this point. And if you see the Nintendo Switch 2 games, even in a sense, third-party games name any third-party game that you technically own. Not really any, because you just don't own it on that. Like, pretty much, you really don't. And that's why I advocate for not buying the Switch 2 at all, ever. I'm not buying it. Sorry. No. And you shouldn't either, but I'm not going to force you or tell you what to do. I'm just saying I don't think anybody should. I think people should fight back with their wallets and demand their freedom back in terms of video games. I think video game freedom has been taken for granted, and we have really lived through the last 10 years of seeing how that has occurred. And it's like, really, like, it's changed for the worst, in a sense. Some are not even that entertaining anymore, and some are just like, yeah, if you own it, that's, I mean, shoot, what game is it called? And then I can own it too, like, if I want to play it. Because, like, once you purchase anything, mess around with it however you want to mess around, as long as you don't hurt anyone else. I think that's totally fair. If I buy a product, I can do whatever the heck I want with the product, as long as I'm not hurting anyone else with it. I think I should have the right to do that. I really should. And whatever I do with said product is none of anybody else's business. It really isn't. Unless I, you know, obviously my close friends would know about it for sure and whatnot. If we're really gonna get like, oh, what is he gonna do with this? Is he a creep? Like, no, I'm not a creep, you moron. I'm talking about essentials like with like the 3DS, products like the Switch. If I want to mess around with it, I should have the right to do it. If I want to mess around with the Xbox, I should have the right to do that too. I'm not hurting the company. I'm still buying the games. I just, you know, like if I want to like modify it so it can last longer or something like that, or mess around with it, because it does have RAM. So I think I should know how to learn how to, or maybe learn how to mess around with something, because RAM is not cheap. It's not gonna get any cheaper nowadays. In fact, if you don't, and as I said before, if you don't own a PC by now, oh, good luck, buddy. You might as well be a millionaire by the time, like, you decide to buy one in the next 2 years. Because it's not gonna happen. No, really, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna buy a PC. Unless you buy a Steam Deck, then maybe. I don't know. But even then, it's like, the Steam Deck, like, may just run out of, like, they just might run out of stock. In terms of RAM, due to RAM and stuff, because they actually know how to build their systems well enough to, like, you know, make things good quality and whatnot. And yet here we are, like, you know, we're gonna have to probably, you know, these companies are gonna have to beg on their knees to like Samsung, you know, Samsung's like one of them. I can't name another one. I really can't name another one, because Samsung's like the only one I know. Maybe Apple even too, like for like certain types of RAM. And it's like, we shouldn't have to come to this point in time where everything has to be limited. It really shouldn't be that bad. It really shouldn't. Also, I can't believe I died there. I only had like one death. Maybe 2 deaths in this level, but now I have 2 deaths now, I think. So yeah, moving forward and moving things along now with the conversation, maybe we could probably predict about what could happen exactly in 2026, but I digress on that one, because, you know, there's things that could happen that were very bad or very good. And my intuition tells me that it's gonna be a mix of both again. I really do think so. And in the cases of, like, you know, favored in certain groups and others not so much. And yeah. I'm gonna read dialogue now, so hold on. Alright.
Yay! You rescued me, Daddy! I'll be outside! Be careful, Dad!
Aw, what happened to Baby Go Bye-Bye? Aw. Go watch the other video. Like, I really do like PAC in the PS1 game. I think she had the best dialogue in the game. By far. And I still say that to this day. because even after I completed the game, Paxis has the best dialogue in the game. Sorry. I mean, you can fight me on that one, but I say it's true because Baby Go Bye Bye is crazy. Like, it's just like, I mean, you wouldn't expect anyone to say that. I mean, let alone a baby to say that, but, you know, there you go. So, as I said before, like, 27 seconds left. I technically would have had this done in 20 seconds, literally. If I had, you know, been a little bit more quicker, but it's okay. So, anyways, moving along. Sorry. I don't want to keep... You know, I don't want to keep you, like, waiting or everything like, oh, is he running out of stuff to talk about? No, I'm not. I have more to talk about. Because there's stuff to predict this year, actually. So let's go with what things are. Well, there's the midterm, political midterm, and that's all I'm gonna say. How's it gonna go? Like I said, probably some bad things are gonna happen, some good things are gonna happen. What else is gonna happen this year? Well, I'm hoping to be able to get to Let's Play number like 13 or maybe 14 by middle of this year, maybe. So maybe I can get to finish LP number 15 by the end of the year. I'm hoping that's the case. If I don't, then oh boy, I really need to work on like getting the gameplays out because commentary is just, you know, post commentary is actually a lot easier for me to do, and you know it is the LP curse. Oh, hold on.
That's my dad, always coming to the rescue. Let's rescue the others.
God, no. Okay, like I'm okay with this dialogue. Oh wait, dialogue changed. Wait. Oh, because I'm trying to talk to her in the middle and have her look in the middle.
They need our help. I know you can save them, Dad.
So yeah, there's that. Now we got to the Clown Parade. I'm gonna show you guys 3 attempts on this because I can. And the controls are very finicky, and I actually took the time to like customize it because I felt like I needed to customize the controls for me because it just made sense for me. It really did make more sense for me to like customize it. Pac-Man, there's a race car. Hop in and hit B to accelerate. Already a red flag for me on that one. I was like, no, I need the letter A to do that. I'm sorry. I grew up with doing that in Mario Kart, and I need to keep that up if we're gonna do this. Press A to use PAC Turbo. Blast past your enemies when the gauge is at the bottom left is full. Which, yeah, I didn't want that to be the custom controls at all. I'm really sorry. So, I didn't read the dialogue because I was a little distracted. Let me just read. Oh, it says practice here to prepare for the race, basically. Okay, got it. So that's what that one says. And then I think the next sign is going to say something about braking, maybe? So, let's see. I think I do end up customizing it before I get you. Press Y to brake. Yeah, see, like, Y to brake, use it to those sharp curves to stay on track. Go back with R, use it when you want to reverse the vehicle. Proceed once you're ready. So there's that. So I'm glad I didn't go quite yet because I do want to like customize the controls. No, don't put the stage. And definitely not easy mode. I'm not a baby. You know, I did just rescue a baby. But yeah, if I can get to the control at some point. When I do, I'll probably allow you to see it. I mean, you have eyes, hopefully, to see. I actually do hope. So, if not, then maybe go get a friend to like help you. You know, like I guess help you visualize what I'm customizing the controls to do. So, anyways, moving along with the topic at hand. No, I mean it though. Like we really need to like move things along. We really need to like get we need to like we need to like fight for our freedom back in terms of video games. Like we really do. So hopefully that gets talked about more this year. And I'm never gonna stop talking about it because it is something I'm passionate about in a way, and I'm gonna maybe possibly research more on that because I think it's exciting in a way. And you know, to certain YouTubers that hate, you know, they actually do hate Nintendo. There's people that actually do hate Nintendo, and the more I hear their reasonings and their, you know, I guess just the way they speak about certain companies and stuff, the more it makes sense to me in a way. There's just a lot of logical things that just make sense. Now, they don't make me hate Nintendo, it just makes me like more neutral than I was like 3 years ago, maybe. You know? So here's the real concept here on what I think is going to happen in 2026. So yeah, there's going to be midterms, obviously. There's going to be what is it? Yeah, I'll probably get to LP number 15 by the end of the year. Fingers crossed. I mean, I know we're on LP number 11, but the next 3 LPs are going to be pretty short. So I think it's safe to say I might get to LP number 15. So there's that. What else is there? Let's see. Yeah, this is much better for me. This is much better. And I'm like moving a lot more freely. I'm okay with it. So now I can just move things along. The reason why I'm going to show you 3 attempts is because I decided that I wanted to like, well, I think the first, you'll see how it plays out. Also, like, why are you here? Why is Talkman here? Yeah, I can't say Talkman right. Why is Talkman here? Like, what is the reason for him to be here? Like, the Clown Racers are here, that makes sense, but like, why did Talkman need to be here? There's no reason for him to be here. I know he has an ego. He's an egomaniac for sure. You'll see when we get to the last stage. So yeah, not starting off on the right foot. I'll show you how to. Whoa, whatever. So, let's see. What's another prediction that I have for 2026? I think there's going to be some deaths that are going to be very sad. Like, I think they're just going to be very sad. Why am I saying this? Because there was some gruesomely sad deaths that happened last year. And, you know, I'm not going to speak too much about them, but it's just like, yeah, there's that, and there's definitely going to be more this year. Let's see. I'm not trying to be too depressing, or I'm not hoping that happens. I really hope that doesn't. I'm just predicting things here. I'm just throwing things out there, you know, see what lands and what doesn't land. I think this year is definitely going to just be mediocre as well. And maybe future me at the end of the year may say like, oh, no shot, Sherlock. But what else is there that there's that. I could have boosted right there, actually. I should have just boosted right there. So I made it 5th place now. You're not gonna be laughing. You're not gonna be laughing soon. Bye. Let me see, what else is there? Let me see. What else is there? So yeah, I died like twice, and by that point of the level, if you're not in first place, then you're screwed, basically. I don't know if you exactly need to win in this level, but you know that's just it, you know. No, really, like that's just it. Like you really have to just be in first place. So I think that is the case. Now, Sorry, I'm like thinking, like, it's hard to think on the spot with what I need to do here. Like, no, really, it is hard to think on the spot about this one. Like, what could happen this year is, like, literally anything can happen this year. I'm not even kidding, like, shoot, maybe sometime this year, like, I won't be here because of said rapture. Rapture literally could happen like any second during this recording. This video may never get released. I don't know. But let's see. What else is there that I can say? There's not a lot. Like I can see. Oh, I guess like, let's look at the gaming industry. I think the gaming industry is just going to keep getting worse if people don't fight back with their wallets. If people do fight back with their wallets, and I do see a good saving point and a good, good grace on that one. Oh yeah, GTA 6 may get delayed again. I think that it's been a running joke for the last couple years now. So there's that. I can say a couple years now. Let me see. Oh, I think there's gonna be people that are gonna be very disappointed with the Super Mario Bros. Wonder DLC because it's not gonna be that much. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think like if I'm gonna predict anything with like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, let me just say this here with DLC. They put unique, like they put the Kooplings in. Okay. Now, the Kooplings are in an extra mode. DLC mode. So what does this mean? Well, if they're in the DLC mode and they decide to take Wonder Power and stuff like that, well then, are they just going to be in a stage and then like the objective is to get them out of the said stage? Or I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. They're not going to. It's definitely not going to be like, oh, like hey, we're here now. We're here to cross the trouble. And stuff like that, like here's what's gonna happen, and then like we fight them off, and then it's gonna be a greater ending or something. No, I think it's just unfinished stuff that Nintendo just never got to. And yeah, and for them to take 2 years to do so, like it's just even sadder. I really do think so. I mean, when was the game released? Like Super Mario, like yeah, or no, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Wasn't it released back in like? It was released back in... Yo, wait a minute! 3 years later now, actually. Almost 3 years! I just realized it... Did it release in 2023? No, wait, wait, I have to look this up. Actually, now, wait a minute! Okay, by the way, I'm going to show you how to do this stage without dying. Like, really, I'm going to show you how to do this stage without dying now. So, just watch. Just watch. Sorry, I had that switch pointed out because I thought I was going to, like, build up the moment for me to, like, alright, guys, now I'm going to show you how to do this stage without dying at all in this stage. So, yeah, enjoy my 160 lives because that's how much I end up with by the end of the game. So yeah, whatever. Now, hold on. When did Super Mario Bros. Wonder come out? It was 2023. That's insane. So almost 3 years later. And when is the DLC? When does the Super Mario Bros. Wonder DLC come out? When does the DLC come out? I think it says something in the spring, but like when in the spring? If I did, oh, shoot. Well, I guess I never said. Well, that sucks. Okay, let me predict it then. Let me predict that right now. DLC It's gonna be released in yeah, if you take damage, it's fine. It's fine. Now, DLC, I think it's gonna be released. It's gonna be released in April. Let me see. When is it's gotta be a Friday in April that it lands. I'm gonna predict April, either April 17th or April 24th. If it lands in April. If it lands in May, it may release on May 1st or May 8th. I don't see them releasing it any later, unless they decide to just oh, I'm gonna, yeah, sorry, we're postponing this. Yeah. So literally almost 2.5 years later, most likely, we'll see what happens once that's predicted for the Nintendo Direct, because they're definitely, I guess, if I had to guess anything, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct most likely in February or in March. I have to guess one of the 2 of the months. I guess if I had to strictly tone that down onto what month specifically, I definitely will say February for sure. Nintendo's going to release Direct, and I'm not just spreading rumors or anything. I'm just strictly predicting what's to come this year. Let's see. So there's let's see. There's let me see. There's yeah, see, and this is what I mean by egotistical. There's a bunch of Talkman statues everywhere. Well, there's only 2. Sorry, there's only 2 there. Sorry, my bad. Oh, and there's the 3rd one right there. Nice, I won. Now, at that point, it would have made sense to get out of the cart. Well, it is what it is. Whatever. So now, we get down to the bonus. So, there's that. Yeah, anyways, what else is there to predict? One more thing I gotta predict. There's gotta be one more thing I gotta predict before the end of this video. I think the Nintendo Switch 2 may continue to plummet in sales, and so is every other console in the market, and all the other companies. No joke, straight up, just being honest. I think they're gonna just continue to plummet. Just seeing how things are right now, and things basically going flat with sales. I don't think they're gonna do much more. I really don't think so. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I can really say in terms of how this year is going to go, or what is there to bring for this year. So I really don't know. I mastered the stage for the Grand Prix, or the Clown Prix. Play on words. So yeah, I don't know really much else to say. Let's make it a great year. And don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.